Today, I'm making the full review on a new movie from Guy Ritchie called In Grey, a movie that I feel is too ambitious for its own good. And that's what I'm gonna talk to you about today. First and foremost, the movie has got too many elements. We are talking blackmail, extortion. It is too detailed on the legal stuff. The beginning of the movie is not entertaining, with the main character, Rachel Weisz, telling a story about how she is this lawyer that operates in the gray between the legal and illegal. Even with this rather slow beginning, I feel the movie goes back kind of fast, and it actually would work better as a show, so that we could maybe work element for element rather than pulling them all in at once. A second critique I will give here are about the characters, because I feel some characters like Salazar, but especially Christopher Hivju, could have gotten more screen time, because Christopher Hivju, as the security team leader, is the best character in the movie anyway. And some of the scenes with him, like the helicopter scene, are actually some of the best scenes in the movie. Instead of sending these guys from his team that were beating easily all the time, he could just send himself after them way earlier in the movie. And I also feel that the main characters could have felt the heat a little more. Then you could also perhaps give less screen time to the character played by Rosamund Pike, because the only funny thing about her character is that red telephone, and whether it does not ring or not. The movie itself feels like this one big special operation, like with all these evacuation routes, the careful planning of the operation, and that part of the movie, in addition to the action scenes in the bar, feels kinda cool, as well as the extraction of Eiza Gonzalez and the chase scenes from the team out to get him. But I feel Guy Ritchie did his concept a whole lot better in his movie from 2 years ago, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Additionally, I do not have a problem with Eiza Gonzalez dominating screen time, but what I miss about this movie is perhaps that the main characters are more in trouble, because neither Eiza Gonzalez, Jake Gyllenhaal, or Henry Cavill are in any real trouble in this movie. Lastly, they just walk on a bed of roses in this movie, and although Eiza Gonzalez, known as Rachel Weisz, the brittle lawyer, gets kidnapped, she never gets tortured or breaks in a sweat, like for example from what you saw in All the Money in the World, that in some way looks like this movie because there are so much money and rich shady people in. Wow! She just gets rescued almost right away, and although it was a clear and detailed plan, it would be more entertaining if she actually really felt the heat way more. The film movie is also at a cross between leaving us in the dark about some things, and it maybe drags out some scenes or details a little too much. Where it leaves us in the dark is that we really do not know too much about Salazar. We know that he is rich, has a lot of money, and has overtaken a debt he does not know about himself before being cornered by this evil lawyer. Also, that he has a lot of self-confidence and things like that, but not really how he built up his empire, and he could have easily have gotten a backstory to sort it out. Where it drags things out is in the planning / sabotage, extortion, just listening to Weisz that is sent down as a gift, but is ready used to surveil, and is a shady tactic to seize all his assets and get him to budge in the negotiations. The negotiations themselves on the phone, and also those meetings between Rachel and Salazar, and with this guy played by Fisher Stevens, that is the associate of Salazar, that takes a bit of what you can categorize as a long time, as well as this all-rig thing and everything. Largely, they simply use too much time on the details, and while it builds up to the entertaining ending, we could easily cut some of the planning / build-up elements, because I'm sure that they have burned the budget a little too much on making the movie look cool, rather than actually to give us a little more substance. All in all, it is a decent, entertaining action film movie, or almost what you would call a popcorn movie, or something easygoing like that. I will give this movie a 7 out of 10, but Guy Ritchie has done these types of movies better before.